Hey everyone, this is Clay Doolin from Doolin Guide Service in Branson, Missouri, coming to you from my garage for this now December Branson area fishing report. It'll be mostly for Table Rock and Bull Shoals. Taneycomo, really haven't spent any time on Taneycomo. I do have a buddy of mine who has, so I'll give you a little bit of an update what's going on there as well. Not able to do the on the water video because it was so windy out today. It's been really windy over the last few weeks, so it's been tough to be getting any type of on the water footage. So coming through from the garage today. Anyway, fishing has been about as good as it's going to get all year long, other than the springtime when they come up to spawn. Power fishing is the name of the game. 110% power fishing. As far as the lake goes and its condition, we are dealing with some stained water on Table Rock and some dirty to mud stain up in the Kings River arm in certain areas of the confluence near the White and some places in the James. Table Rock right now is fishing really good. So is Bull Shoals. Both of them are fishing excellent. A lot of guys I know are going out there in that 40, 50 feet of water right now. Live scoping and jig spooning all those fish. There's really no need to do it, to be honest. I was on Table Rock on Thursday, Thanksgiving, and it was easy pickings. You can go out there and throw a crankbait and catch them. It was really simple. My father and I, we dropped crawdad traps all over the lake, and we catch crawdads. And while we caught crawdads on Thanksgiving Day, we decided to throw some crankbaits around for only like 30 minutes. Both of us had a limit. First spot on a spot we probably never fished, and we had 2 fish go over 4 pounds. So that's pretty quality. Everything seems to be coming on a rock crawler. This guy right here. I was in a bass tournament last week on Bull Shoals Lake, and I got second place with a little over 18 pounds. Every fish came on that rock crawler. I don't think you need to leave the bank right now. I think everything can be done power fishing. And occasionally you can pick up a finesse rod in spots, but you don't really need to. The backs of creeks have been productive, where the stained water meets the clear water at the back. Mostly on gravel bars that are in the center of the channel and only like maybe 8 to 10 feet. There'll be a ditch on one side and maybe a ditch off the other side. The bar is right down the center where the creek had left gravel on heavy flow days. So that's about where I'm catching my fish. It's all over the lake, but you have to go into all the creek arms to figure out which one has the best population. I will say this, once you get 1, 2, maybe 3 bites in an area, slow down, don't leave, cover the entire area, and do it methodically with this rock crawler. Spro rock crawler, let it be your best friend. I'm telling you right now, if I was going to go out fishing, this is probably going to be locked in my hand 90% of the day. Only rarely will I pick up another bait. This red color seems to be the ticket. The crawdads that we are trapping are red. A little bit of orange on them. Mostly red, green pumpkin red, and a little bit of orange on them. And they're bright red. And in this muddy, stained water temperatures on both lakes are in the mid-50s. A little bit more temperature on Table Rock than it is on Bull Shoals. Bull Shoals is a little colder, only by like a degree or 2. But Bull Shoals has stained throughout the entire lake, from what I can see. Table Rock has clear water in lots of areas, but it seems to be that the stained water, the Kings River, is doing a little bit better than the rest of the lake right now, as far as what I can tell. So that's rock crawler, back of creeks, gravel bars. You can use your side scan a little bit and try to find them, and then fish those gravel bars. But if you know that they're there, or you think that there's a gravel bar or a flat that comes off of a bluff wall, like a transition that goes to a mud flat, you can crank just the mud and catch them on this right now. And that mud bank, those mud transfers, you know, the transitions, where it goes from the bluff into the flatted out mud area, I will throw this KVD 1.5 square bill. It's a little larger, red, orange. All the crawdads are red and orange right now. It's the stage that they're in. You're gonna hear me talk throughout my videos about the crawdads, about the long pinchered crawdads that live on Table Rock, bull shoals, beaver in the White River system. Those fish on these lakes eat these crawdads, these bigger crawdads. Then right now the stage that they're in is they're in this weird kind of like molting, almost going into wintertime stage where they're red. Other times of the year they'll be blue and orange. They'll be straight pumpkin colored. Sometimes they're going to be all just green pumpkin. Depends on the water clarity, depends on the stage those crawdads are in. I'm a little bit fanatical about what crawdads do and what stage they're in, because I think it's what the largest fish in the White River system eat. I don't believe that the largest fish in the White River system eat shad. I think some of them do, but I think a good population of the largest fish eat the biggest crawdads anywhere in the world, which are in the White River system, nowhere else. So that's the stage that they're in. They're in this red kind of stage. You can catch them at the backs of creeks where the mudflat is on Squarebill 1.5. If you get to clearer water, if you don't seem to find stained water, if the water temperature drops a little bit, you can finesse them a little bit with this Shad Rap, crawdad color. Shad Rap has been really productive when you get to the stained water that filters out and becomes clean near the mouth of the creek arm, or all the way at the back where fresh water has pushed all the mud in and now new water is clean. This is really, really productive right now. Throw it on a spinning rod. If you don't use a bait caster, throw it on a spinning rod. If not, just throw it on a super light line and don't be afraid to burn it. Don't be afraid to burn it. Move it pretty quick. You know, water temperature, like I said, is in the 50s. Fish spawn in the 50s and 60s. But what people fail to realize is those fish are coming out of winter time with a slower metabolism, not necessarily looking to eat. Right now, the fish have a high metabolism and they're looking to eat and put on the feed bag before they go in winter. So they will move fast after a bait. Next thing is those bluff transitions that I was talking about that moves out into the mud flats. Those bluff transitions, if you don't find them in the mud flat, you don't find them in the gravel bar in the back, back off. Back off meaning back out of the creek to the first or second deep drop bluff. Not 10, 12 feet, we're talking 20, 25 foot deep drop bluff. And start throwing a football head around. That's an orange one. Looks a lot like the crawdads are right now. I just caught a fish today on this that was a little over 7 pounds. That would be my biggest one on bull shoals this year. Really nice fish. Anyway, that's what's kind of going on. One other thing you can do is if you just don't feel comfortable fishing at the back, shallow water, deep water is more your thing, clearer water. I've been able to pick up a bunch of fish on this. This is kind of an Ozark secret. People use it, but don't talk about it. And other folks from around the country should probably get into this thing. A buddy of mine from down here introduced me to throwing this bait, and I have overlooked it my entire life. It's called a Zoom Big Critter Craw. This one's green pumpkin red, and I put it on a 3/8 ounce head with an EWG hook on it. Kind of tough to find those, but you can find any old shaky head and put that on there as well. This bait has been really killer and it will continue to get even better as the crankbait bite dies. But I think we're in the best cranking that we're gonna see all year. Thanksgiving to Christmas, we're talking awesome, awesome fishing. Where when you get on them right now, you can catch 30, 40 plus fish a day and all of them can be quality. In my tournament, I caught probably 40 fish and I was fishing solo and I had an 18 plus pound bag with plenty of 3+ pounders that I didn't even need. The fishing's good. There's no doubt about it. The fishing is good and I don't believe you need to go out there and use electronics to get them. You can come here and beat the bank and use your wits and put on your locator just for depth and temp. It's a fantastic time to fish. I will say this, if you're going to come down to Branson area and you want to fish bull shoals, in the morning there's a lot of fog and there's still a lot of logs out there from that rise that we had. The rise has gone down about 3 to 4 feet, about 6 inches a day over the last week. They're generating water mostly because it's gotten cold and people are using heat. So they're generating water out the bottom end of bull shoals and they're not putting it in. So the water is starting to drop a little bit. That being said, there's a lot of logs out there, like I said, so the navigation can be kind of difficult in the early morning when it's foggy and there's logs everywhere. I do recommend if you're going to go out there, probably go out there later in the day. It's just too dangerous to navigate in the morning with the fog with all the logs out there. Or you come with me and I've kind of got my way of navigating around that stuff and I can put you on some fish. Cranking is as good as it's going to be. It's awesome. The bite is fantastic. If you're from up north, you're kind of like, man, this ice fishing thing ain't for me. I want to not ice fish and I can't get in my boat anymore the rest of the year. Get in your vehicle, come on down here, hop in the boat with me. I'll put you on some big ones with a crankbait. The net will be out all the time for some big fish. Give me a call, 417-332-5873, and let's go pound some big ones on Bull Shoals and on Table Rock Lake this year. Thank you.